Happy New Year everyone in 2023, and in this video we will talk about the development plan of our KinCony company in 2023. And let's talk about the hardware firstly. In 2022, we have released many ESP32 boards that we called KC868 A series board. Almost 13 ESP32 boards have released in 2022. Every month we will release one board. And in 2023, we also will design and release some new board based on the ESP32 because the ESP32 is very popular used in IoT platform and IoT product. So, and it's very economic and many powerful for the IoT project. So now we have designed 5 types of the new board based on the ESP32 and will release on 2023. The new board, how to design and what function we'll add to the board will feedback for our user. So the user will create the new board and not just only KinCony company create the board. So the idea and some functions and some ideas we will collect and saved from our user. So this is very important for our user and feedback the information to us. Let's talk about some new board we are designing. 2 years ago, we have released the A4 board. The A4 board is very popular and many users have used the A4 board. And in this year, we are designing the A2 board. The A2 version that have 2-channel relay, but the size will be very small. And we'll add the GSM and the 4G or 2G mode on this board. And also we will based on the A4 board and release and developing a new A4S board. So you can see this we have under developing, that is A4S board. And this A4S board will support 4-channel relay, but this time we'll add the Ethernet and we'll have some PWM output, just the analog output, and the relay at one board. So this is the A4S board we are on the design. And here you can see we have designed this smart board. That is ASR we call it. So this time we have added the SD card onto this board. And we'll save your logo and save your temperature or save your humidity values on this board. So that will save on the SD card. Also have some relay on this board and will do some automatic functions such as the temperature and the humidity control relay and save the data to the SD card. So this is a small board we are designing. And here also you can see this is a big board. This board, the size is almost as thin as the H32B Pro. But this time we have make the all-in-one function on this board. And based on the ESP32 module, and you will have digital input and digital output. Output is by the MOSFET. And have some PWM output and some analog input. So this board almost will have all-in-one resource on it. And also will support the GSM module. The 4G module will support on this board. You just plug in your 4G module. So this board will communication by the GPS and by your mobile phone for remote control by the internet. Just without Wi-Fi, without Ethernet cable, just only by the cell phone, by the 4G. So this board also is on the developing. And another version, that is a crazy version of the board. So we are designing the KC868A 256 channel version. So that is very big because in this year we have designed the A 128 channel that totally we have 256 channel GPIOs. But in this year, in 2023, we are designing the A 256. So that will totally have 512 GPIOs. So that will be very crazy board and many functions and many GPIOs on this one board. So this will release on 2023. Okay, this is the hardware plan in our 2023. And also I have said many new boards not have mentioned in this video, but in future we will create many new innovation on other boards. But now I don't know, but in future we'll have anything is possible. Okay, this is hardware of our plan. Now we'll look at the software. About the software, we have released H series board and A series board. And the old product, if have some issue, if have some problem, we will also maintain this firmware. So we will keep maintain this old product firmware so that can use smoothly. And the most important in 2023, we will make a new firmware of our A series board. So all our ESP32 board will have a new firmware. That is a powerful firmware we are under design. So maybe in before you will use the Tasmoto firmware, or you will use the ESP Home by Home Assistant. So that is an open source platform firmware that you need to download, and you need to configure it, and you need to set it. Then you can begin use this board. But this year, we will install a firmware for ESP32 modules such as A4, A6, A8, A16, A32, and A64, and A128, and also some new ESP32 module will support this new firmware. And this new firmware, or this ESP32 module, will support the 2-year application. So this time we have an important innovation. We will let the 2-year application support all this board by Ethernet or by the Wi-Fi. That will be very stable. So we have designed this firmware just want to stable and more stable. Before you can only use the 2-year application by the Wi-Fi communication. But in this year, we have designed the new firmware so that you can use 2-year application by the Ethernet. So the Ethernet will be stable than the Wi-Fi. So this is our new innovation on the new firmware. And every board, you can use a 2-year application for remote control your relay, and remote see the input state, and remote see the sensor state. That will be very easy. Just scan the QR code and you will be ready to use. And not need to install the Tasmoto firmware, and not need to use the ESP Home, just directly to use. If you have bought the ESP32 board before, you can just update the firmware so you can use the new function. So the user, you pay the money by this board, and not only the current function. You buy the KinCony's product, you just buy the current function and the future function. Some future not have mentioned function will be you can use it. So this is the first point. The ESP32 board will support the 2-year application in this year. And this board also will support some different protocol, such as the HTTP command, and MQTT command, and the TCP command, and the UDP command. So this board, ESP32 board, will support all these protocols directly. Will be easy to integrate to the third platform software, such as Home Assistant, Dometic, and other some smart home and IoT platform. That will be very easy, just directly to use. And every board, the input, how to trigger the output is usually many people will use. So in the new firmware, you can set the input, how to trigger output easily, such as you can click one click for output, turn on or turn off some channel of the relay, and double click and hold down. So this will be added to the future new firmware, how to let the input trigger the output. Which input trigger which output, that is up to you. You just set to the web page, will be very easily. Not need to write any code, just to configure and to set. So this is input, trigger output. And also all this board will add the RTC function. That is a clock. So you can set the schedule and set the timer very easily just by the web page. And this time and this schedule will work in locally, not need the internet. So that will be easy for the time schedule project. And all this board will have a website, all this config and monitor and continually just by the web page. So you not need to install any software on your PC, on your mobile phone. Just use the web browser. So you can use it very easily. In any device, login by your IP address, by the Wi-Fi IP address, or by the Internet IP address, you will open the web browser. So you can monitor the sensor state and continually on and off, and configure the schedule and configure the input, trigger, output just by the web page. So that will be easy to install and easily to configure and use it. So this is the software of the new firmware for all A-series board. In 2023, we will continue to update and create the innovation based on this board. So this is our hardware and the software plan in 2023. If you have any suggestion, so you can feedback to our YouTube channel, and we will receive your suggestion and make the hardware and make the software better. Okay, thanks for watching.